So glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here tonight with me. Okay, I'm cutting to the chase. I'm going to be whispering, reading my favorite Severance theories from Reddit, and giving my commentary. So let's go. So, the first theory is by the user Pepper Onion Pizza Pie, and it has 7,800 upvotes, which is good. That's a lot. And it is titled, "I am deeply intrigued by this theory." Alright, so here's what he says. "Cashing in my Severance theory chips right now." I mean, that's pretty bold. "I think that Lumen offers innies the ability to exist permanently, both inside and outside of the company, as the most coveted reward when they're done with their work. That Milchek and Copel are examples of this, and that they're going to be offering it as a crossing the picket line reward for Dylan." Whoa, okay. "Aside from it being the obvious end to Dylan's arc, since he's always been shown as prize motivated, and why else would you introduce the wife?" Okay, right? It explains the zealotry and complete insistence in the narrative that Kier saves or Kier is God, and their complete comfort at moving through the severed floor. Kier created the innie, and now Kier will save the innie and give them freedom, like God. But the innie chip is still property of Lumen, so they have to still go to work in some capacity, or it will be shut off. Hell, it says, Helly tells Copel in this last episode something like, "Maybe you need a reset." I think that this was an actual threat of what I'm describing. Ooh, it also explains Milchek's reaction to the paintings. He's never shown being weirded out by Kier stuff before. But if baseline, this guy was working under the severed floor, and he has started moving through the world outside as a black man and not a worker in a sterile corporate environment. Also, maybe I'm yellow wallpapering here, but Milchek driving a motorcycle is so noteworthy and out of place to his visual language, and is brought attention to multiple times by characters, that it seems like something an innie would fantasize about to his coworkers. "I hope my Audi drives a motorcycle." Like, okay, end of theory. So, what this theory, okay, I need to take a sip of my beverage. Let's go, we're doing this. Okay, so I think that the gist of this theory is that when you are severed, they put the chip in your brain, and you're able to be, and that's the severance, and then you're severed, meaning you exist as your innie at work and your outie at night, and never shall the two mix. So this theory is stating that that is true, but eventually they can let the innies take over the outies, right? Which makes so much sense for so many different reasons, because when Rickon had his party where he was doing that reading, Rebecca was one of them, and there was a dude, and they were both extremely weird. Extremely weird. Extremely weird. And they seemed, I mean, and like people are weird in this show, I get it, but I mean, this was like, they acted very like childlike at times. I don't know, I could totally see them being two innies, right? So they, yeah, so two innies. To me, it just seems like something that's just like not even close to being possible. But in this show, this is like an alternate history, right? So it's like okay, here's another weird thing. Talking about alternate history, they call it Trojan's horse. And Reagan pronounced Schrodinger as, Schrodinger as Schrodinger or something. Or Schrodin. There was some word. So Trojan's horse, multiple people have like, okay, and like, Irving is really smart. He's really smart and well read, and he's probably read the Iliad, which I believe is where the Trojan horse comes from, I think. But it's called a Trojan horse. It's not called a Trojan's horse. Like, that's weird language to use. I can't remember what the other word was, but I noticed it, that there was like 100% somebody mispronounced a word, but other people like went along with it. And before Trojan's horse, I noticed that Rickon mispronounced the word, but I just assumed it was because he's like weird. You know what I mean? So, but no, that Trojan's horse, to me, that's definitely a clue that they're in an alternate reality where that's how you say that. I don't know. I'm really getting tinfoily with all this, but I'm gonna keep going. Alright, so yeah, the recycling. So what I was talking about with that is like, if they're able to literally split anything down on the molecular level, they could create water. It's just the ultimate form of, quote, recycling, right? You could make something out of anything else. There would be no waste, you know? And even if they couldn't do it with everything, but they could do it with a lot of stuff, that would still be really, really impressive. So yeah, okay, so I love that. So yeah, recycling. Are they recycling people? Are they recycling our soul? What are they doing? Are they breaking apart our souls or whatever? I don't know. Okay, next theory. Alright, so here's one that's is a little more recent, and this says, okay, Helena's reason for being at the restaurant. Okay, so they say, my personal theory is that Mark had and this is from Hell's Bells 2102 on Reddit. Hell's Bells 2102 on Reddit. Okay, so my personal theory is that Mark. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me repeat the title. Okay, so the title to this theory is Helena's reason for being at the restaurant. Theory. My personal theory is that Mark had a major glitch at work. Okay, we don't see whatever happens. We don't see what happens after Mark has the nosebleed. It snaps back to his basement, but you can hear Miss Wong calling his name. So it's possible it was bad and it got escalated. So if they are suspicious that Mark is reintegrating, it makes sense to send Helena to see if there's any recognition. I see. So additionally, it's possible that her calling Gemma Hannah was to purposely trigger him so she could gauge his reaction. 100%, I agree. In the conversation, she keeps bringing up what happened at the OTC, specifically asking about his experience. The company is concerned that So the gist of this theory is that Helena was in the restaurant to purposely mess with